chance to be here with you today. Thank you, IFCCI, and thank you, Comité Colbert, for this nice invitation. I was exposed to luxury in my career with one of the most powerful French women, Christine Lagarde. I used to work with her for 2 years, and I remember we prepared very consciously those trips to India of Christine Lagarde when she was coming to Mumbai for Luxury Summit. She loves fashion, she loves luxury, and that's how I learned more about this sector. So I'm very happy to be here, as I said, today, and with two special guests that I will introduce to you for this fireside conversation on Beyond the Hype, decoding today's content trends. I have one man, one woman, one French, one Indian, two young, iconic, and inspiring people. One king of print, we can say you are a king of print, and maybe a queen of social media. So I'm very happy to share this topic with them today. Kappauf, you are the managing director, creative director, president, founder of K Group, with different titles, Citizen K magazine in Paris since 1992. You have also launched in 2012 Citizen K International in different countries and in Paris, Citizen K Home, and most recently in Dubai, where you live, you launched Citizen K Arabia and the curator with Golf News. So you will talk about it. And Masoom Minawala, thank you for being here. You are a content creator, global influencer. You have been, and you are still working for women empowerment for UN Women India, creating a sustainable and responsible ecosystem for the future of creators and entrepreneurs. You are also promoting Indian fashion globally. You represented India at Cannes Festival, so you know very well our country. You know Paris Fashion Week, of course, and you have been awarded different prizes in your life with Forbes, with GQ, and CNN awards. So my first question is maybe for Kappauf. We have seen this morning that the Indian luxury market is booming. I think it's your third trip to India this year. So I wanted to have your comments on this trend that brings you 3 times to India, what you see about the Indian fashion, and especially in terms of content, and how India is inspiring your business, and mainly why you are in India today.
Well, we had the proof every day. I mean, Raoul and Gaurav here are a good testimony of the Indian fashion and the craftsmanship and the know-how and the level of knowledge they have in terms of high fashion and the haute couture. They were invited by the chamber, by the Fédération de la Haute Couture in Paris. They're already in our pages in the magazines as a regular contributor to dress the beautiful models and stars that we feature in the magazine. We strongly believe, and I strongly believe in the future in India, because India knows how to maintain its craftsmanship. It's not only the factory of the world, but it's on an industrial point of view, it's the atelier of the world, meaning you guys in India know how to do all the beautiful craftsmanship necessary for fashion, necessary for haute couture, and what makes the difference between fast fashion and luxury fashion is this craftsmanship, is this know-how, and going through different places in India, notably Rajasthan, I've seen how giftful the workers and the people are, not only in the fashion industry, but also in the stone, marble, and all these fantastic things that still handmade in this country. It's fabulous. You recently had Christian Dior coming here, that is also proof of the potential future of this region and this country particularly, concerning also the craftsmanship. Dior paid an homage Christian Dior paid an homage to India. Dior is a great consumer of craftsmanship and knows where it comes from. And so the future is somehow in the region for this, because old Europe has had problems to maintain this profession and these specialties, and voila. And digital has killed a lot of it, I must say, and because the information and even in journalism, it's been an issue, etc. Because it's all about fast fashion, fast information, and when you know haute couture, when you know craftsmanship, you know it takes time, it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of thinking, and voila. And this is what you still can do in your country, which is remarkable.
Thank you, Kappauf. And you are in India to launch your magazine. That's the idea.
Here to launch the Curator and Citizen K. We already have good potential partners, and we're happy to launch here, and of course to work with you guys as designers, and and Bollywood also, because we were in Bombay recently, and working with some star, and I could appreciate from the star we shot there, her own conscious and awareness about fashion and international fashion, but also the will she had to promote Indian designers. And this is also very important to me. And the wish she had to mix it with our fashion, Occidental fashion.
Merci. Masoom, you, as I said, you are a global influencer. You have seen since the end of COVID maybe some new trends, and how the luxury content creation has maybe changed and evolved over the years. Could you comment about what you have seen in India compared to what is happening globally? And by the way, you have a beautiful dress from Gaurav, I guess.
Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much, Payal, Shri, Swagata, for organizing such a wonderful day for all of us here. It's truly a pleasure to be here today. To answer your question, the way I see India, and you know, there's been a question that's constantly asked today and every day: is India the next, El Dorado of luxury, as we call it? And I'm one of those that I don't believe in that question mark. I'd say it's a resounding yes from me, because I truly believe that it is. And there's not too many questions to it. Of course, there are other complications that India brings. But I do think that, yes, it is a resounding yes from my end. When it comes to content as well, India has proven to have been the next revolutionary country in terms of defining trends, in terms of setting them, and in terms of being able to create what the world looks at and is able to follow. So some of the trends that we've seen and have been beautifully adapted to is to begin with, we're an extremely regional country. And in the earlier conversation, like Priya very rightly pointed out, there is so much that we have to offer that when it comes to content as well, there is so much inspiration that we're actually able to draw from within ourselves. When we talk about our festivals, when we talk about our colors, when we talk about, when you're able to just step out of this hotel and you step on the road and everywhere you look at so much inspiration around you. And that is something that we've been able to mimic in our content as well. We now can very proudly say that we have global brands who come to India to create their content, to shoot their digital campaigns, to shoot their lookbooks. And that in itself really speaks about the landscape that we have to offer, not just visually, but also in the nuances.
Yeah, I think it's very clear from both of you that India has a lot to offer in terms of content and nuances and local preferences. You have been working in this luxury sector with brands as well. So what are maybe the new technology that we have the comment about digital from Kappauf. What is the view of the evolution of this digital towards the Indian population? How the brand who are here today with us can be inspired by India on the technological side. Kappauf said that India was office of the world, is the pharmacy of the world, you are also the atelier of the world, but I've seen a lot of brands from France coming to India also to see technology. And they go to Bangalore, not only in Delhi and Mumbai or Jaipur, but they also go to Bangalore to see the startup system that you have in India that is very unique. And how do you see the over reality and all the new technology becoming strong from India maybe to the world?
Absolutely. So I think one space that India has a lot to offer for the world is in the augmented and virtual reality space, which when it comes to fashion and luxury is something that brands everywhere, and I'm sure so many of you in the room are looking at as well. Firstly, because it is a lot more sustainable in its approach. So when you're offering an experience that doesn't need you to physically be present, but you're actually able to have that experience without having to physically transfer yourself and be able to actually experience a product or experience something that the brand wants to offer to you. And India has been the hub for that, Bangalore specifically. Actually, on a recent visit with Payal and with the Indo-French Chamber, we visited a wonderful factory where we saw some of the most incredible world-class AR, VR technologies being created in India and actually being adopted world over. So we saw something that was created for one of the largest global sportswear brands and how it was adopted to create an in-store experience, but could be viewed from anywhere in the world. So I think that's where, of course, where technology first, as you can see. I think what's also been revolutionary is how we've seen the government adopt digitalization, and it's completely transformed the way this country works. And like Abik rightly showed us, right? So UPI and of course all our documents kind of being online, that is something that I think every country out there in the West has so much to learn from and adopt. And it was all completely, of course, created within India.
That's true for content, that's also true for technology, and even more now for e-commerce platform, where India is also leading in many sectors, and we have seen how booming is this sector of e-commerce with all the big brands going through those platforms those days. You want to comment on the e-commerce?
No, I just want to add that
précédemment.
Yes, with e-commerce, I think there's a lot of potential. I don't think we've been able to achieve the structure that's required as of now. I think that's a space that I'm sure luxury brands were looking for it, because I don't think our e-commerce is structured enough and has the finesse yet and has the nuances to be able to reach tier 2, tier 3 at the moment.
Thank you. Kappauf, you wanted to comment. I said you are more into print, but you have also a studio in Dubai and in France to create contents as well. You're also very involved with technology and content. How have you seen this evolution?
Yeah.
Why do you feel that print is still strong in Europe and in other regions of the world?
Well, the first reason why I think print is important and remains important, we use new technology, and we use about 30% of digital. We try and reduce this because it has been revealed that the impact on pollution is more important with digital than print. According to Quantis survey, the study measures that the impact across indication from the European Commission PEF method covering resources, water, ecosystem, human health and climate change reveals that regarding climate change, digital is more brings more pollution, depletion of the ozone layer, ionizing radiation, human health, photochemical ozone formation,
You're killing my job, Kappauf.
human toxicity, cancer, acidification of the oceans. It's very important. No, I'm not kidding. Use of resources, fossil resources, and use of resources, metals and minerals. Digital is more negative than print. This is why we temper. I'm not, I'm old enough to have measures and to arbitrate between one and the other. This is why we remain more print than digital. We consider digital is more sustainably negative than print, but it doesn't mean we kill you. We kill digital, and we want to kill you. It means progress has to measure all these factors, all these important facts, and voila. Considering our job, creating content and using digital also, of course, we like to do that. We like to do slow fashion. We like to promote text, content on the long term, and also analysis of what is really design about, what is really explain and share with the people what is the quality of a designer, of an architect, etc. And this takes time, and this takes, voila. It's the same for everything. So regarding awareness, digital is good because it's a good exposure for the brand. Regarding going into depth and making the difference between such and such consideration, such as quality, it's more. It takes a good analysis, good point of view, and critiques, and this remains very important. And the exposure of fashion on stars and is not the only criterion that should import the public. It should also be the quality of the craftsmanship, again, the time that people spend on doing it, again, but also, of course, the design, the quality of the design, and how futuristic it is, and how it brings progress and new things for the industry. If it doesn't bring anything, there's no point.
Thank you, Kappauf. It's true that the print, they were attacked for years about killing trees, and so now we understand your reaction, but you are as most involved into the print than you are in the digital, and you are considering both.
We still are considering both. I said 70-30 is a good percentage for me, being careful not to increase the acidity of the ocean and human health. You know the problematic of the waves, on the brain and all that. This has a really strong impact, and it's been misinformation by all the digital assets in the world, and the American Valley to tell people that paper was not sustainable. They were promoting, of course, their own tools in the world and to promote themselves. But we fight back.
Okay, we understood that. Masoom, I think you have also your opinion about the concept of sustainability, especially in this digital, in this world becoming more and more digital, especially in the fashion industry. How do you see, as an answer maybe to Kappauf, how do you see this evolution, and how are you careful about the impact, and how you can increase the sustainability and maybe the also social ethics into the luxury business through the digital?
So when we talk about sustainability within luxury and digital, I'd like to talk about a way that I personally do it. So something that I talk about through my content, I have a series that is called India I Love, where I talk very specifically about what I believe is the truest form of luxury, which is craftsmanship. And through India I Love, I talk about the crafts that we find within India. People say India is the country of manufacturing, or some say it's the country of tech and IT, but I truly think it's a country of craft, and I'm sure a lot of you here would agree with that. We have thousands of crafts that we have in our country, and it's probably the profession that is carried on by the majority of our population, especially when we go into the towns and villages. And when we talk about sustainability, a lot of that has to do with actually celebrating these crafts. So when we talk, sustainability has now become a very commercial conversation, and there are basic fundamentals that when you think of it, you think of what media is talking about today, and you think of the 4 or 5 things that are spoken about very often. But my perspective really is, and that's something that I'm doing through this content series, is actually talking about and raising awareness about these crafts. When we talk about these crafts, there's multiple, but there's so many that it's handwork, it's handwoven. They're all using organic dyes, they're using natural products. They're dyes made from fruits and vegetables. It takes hours and hours. A patola sari takes about 6 months and 3 people to create one garment that is to be worn. And when we're able to create awareness, and that's my objective through my platform, to create awareness about this craft. And when that awareness is created, and that awareness is, increasingly created, more people are going to be aware about it, which means that more people will turn to it and more people will consume it. So when you ask people to turn away from fast fashion, that's much easier said than done. I personally feel instead of showing people that this side is dark, if we start throwing light on the other side, that could be a more organic way of actually coercing them to look at the other side. If they begin to see the luxury, they begin to see the beauty that belongs in this form of luxury, they'll move away from it. They'll move away from fast fashion and choices that are harmful in a way that feels more genuine, that feels more honest, that feels more organic to them, versus us kind of having to, really push them on to the other side. So I think there's so many different ways that individual brands, everyone is doing it. There's so many amazing people in this room that are doing it in their very own unique way. But that's the thing about sustainability. We have to have an open mind and be open to the interpretation that it can be done over and above the 3 basic ways, which says, say no to this, this, and this. It can go beyond the say no to.
Thank you, Masoom. I think it's very clear. I mean, on both sides, whatever is print, digital, or a mix of both, that all of you are very concerned by sustainability and climate change. And as they're showing that I have to finish this fireside conversation, I want to say that between France and India, we have a strong commitment between the French president and your prime minister, also on this topic of climate change and environment, where we have a lot of bilateral partnership happening also in this sector. And I think it's good that France and India are also involved to the preservation of the planet, whatever the trees, the oceans, or the air. So thank you to both of you. I think it was very nice to have you, and thank you, Kappauf, for coming from outside. And I wish you a lot of success for the launch of your magazine in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.